What's going on, Mutha Truckers? Hanging out here, College Station, Texas. We talked about this basically back in January. They talked about how they wanted to ban all truck drivers, tractors, and trailers from all of College Station public roads, and it finally came out. It's announced. There's even signs. My buddy James Tex, we're out here. We're going to be interviewing him today, but he's letting us know the 411 on this. But the big thing is we just want to give you this information. Tell me, what are your thoughts about them banning all tractor trailers, all truck drivers from public roads from College Station, Texas? Let's get into today's video. So, I drove out a couple hours to see my buddy Tex. And I saw this thing on LinkedIn, and, I want to talk a little bit about that. But you're from actually College Station, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm from here.
So you and I are friends, and I remember covering this story in about January, talking about banning truck drivers from parking in all, is it city limits? Can you tell us a little bit about this? Catch us up.
Yeah, so starting October 1st, trucks like the one that's sitting behind me, it's not my truck, I don't drive truck anymore, but I did for a long time, will no longer be able to park on any city street inside the city of College Station. The city of Bryan next door has been that way for a long time, but yeah, it's going to make it difficult on some of the guys coming through here. And there's, when it comes to truck parking, if you're looking for a truck stop, you have to go 20 miles north to Hearn, or north side of Bryan. There's a spot. There's really not much down here in this area. You have to, from where we're sitting right now, it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes to get to a quote legal place to park.
And what would you say is the big problem? I mean, is this more of a bigger concern for over the road drivers wanting to pick up loads and drop off loads, or is this more for the residents that are truck drivers in College Station?
I think it's a mix of both. Your local guys, when I was a local driver here, we had a terminal in town, so obviously, you just park at the terminal. But if you work for a company, say out of Stephenville, Texas, which is 3 some odd hours from here, and they have routes that go straight through here to Houston, back and forth, they hire all along the route, including people in the College Station area. If they want to take time off, they have to park 20 miles away and have their wife come get them, or have their personal vehicle parked in a truck stop parking lot for 3 days at a time, or whatever it is. There's a convenience factor to it. Now, I understand not pulling a truck and trailer into a residential neighborhood and then, park it in front of your house. I wouldn't want that. I don't think anybody else does. But, like this particular street here, it's light commercial, industrial. There's no houses near here. I mean, it's like 2 miles to the nearest house.
Yeah, I don't see nothing.
No, it's all light commercial and industrial. So, I see where the city's coming from, where they don't want a bunch of trucks, in certain places. One of the city council members had brought up on a message board that's local, that some trucks, the guys were working on them in the street, and that's not really the right thing to do, or they'd have problems with, oil spilled or whatever else on the street. That's not necessarily the right thing to do. There was one a couple streets over that had been parked for like 3 months. It's gone now, but it had been broke down just sitting there. So I get that part of it, but if you're running through and you've got 10 hours off or 12 hours off at the house, and you want to be able to park after a long day, you don't want to have to go 20-30 miles down the road just to drive 20-30 miles to get to the house. And it's after a while it becomes a lot.
I mean, I can see this just pissing off a lot of drivers. I already know when we upload this video, a lot of drivers are going to say, what, I might skip College Station from picking up loads from this town if they don't want truckers, right? And I get that feeling sometimes that like they want us to deliver stuff, and they want us to pick things up, but they don't want us around.
Right. That's exactly right. It's there. College Station's not the only one in Texas. There's multiple cities in Texas and in other states where they don't want the trucks to park in town. And I understand that, but there are certain situations where you know, somebody from the private sector needs to come in, build a truck stop down the street. There's a funny quick story. There's a hospital kind of about half a mile from here that I don't know, it's been there about 10 years now, but before it was just an open field, and Walmart was going to potentially put in a store there, a super center, and all the people in the neighborhood were like, no, we can't have that. So I got on the message board and said, well, let's just build a Flying J and have light pollution for everybody, and you know all that stuff, and they flipped out over that. But you know, something 5 miles outside of town, a couple miles outside of town, around the edge where things are starting to develop, having a good quality clean fuel stop with ample parking would be ideal, and I think they do really good here.
Oh yeah, I definitely think so, because you know, I was reading, and you know, some of their advice was, you know, besides paid parking, oh, just park at the truck stop. Well, we both know that the truck stop don't want you to park there for more than one day. They want you in these days and they want you out.
Right.
You know, so I don't think that's a good solution either. You know, when does this start?
The ordinance starts October 1st, so a little less than 30 days from when we're doing this here.
And what's going to happen? So just say this driver right here, and we'll go look at the sign in a second. But if this driver was parked here October 1st, what kind of fines can a driver get from this, or potentially be towed?
I'm not sure about the towing aspect, but I think it's $250 per day. I could be wrong. Google search that if you'd like after watching this, but somewhere in that neighborhood, I believe, is what they were talking about for the enforcement.
And you know, so just because it looks like it's okay to park, October 1st, College Station, Texas, pretty much everywhere on public roads, did you say?
Yeah, that's right. Here it is.
Look at that. Right here, folks. A public notice: truck trailer parking is prohibited citywide. Enforcement begins October 1st. Scan for more info. So
I'm going to scan it real quick.
Scan it? Yeah, scan it and then text me the info, and then maybe we can read some of it.
Don't tell me the city couldn't make it scan. There it goes. Yeah, March 28th, 24, they approved the ordinance for the truck parking ordinance. Vehicles weighing over 26,001 pounds or combination weight exceeding that are subject to fines. Doesn't say anything about the fines. Okay, that's something different, but yeah.
Screenshot it to me and send it to me.
I can do that.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So basically, if you read it, what it's saying is, if you are actively loading or unloading, then you're fine. But if you're not doing that, then you can get a fine for parking. So that's what that says. How much years experience did you have driving a truck?
Just under 24 years and 2 million miles.
So this is not a man that I'm just interviewing off the street, people. This man. And what kind of trucking did you do, sir?
Mainly dry van. Hauled windows for 10 years, general freight, LTL, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
And you know, you are a friend of mine, so can you tell people these days, Tex, what are you up to and where can they follow you, brother?
I am a video production guy, but not so much anymore. I'm doing large format photography with like really, really old cameras. That one's 78 years old and the other one's 104. So different, unique perspective, going to different truck shows and shooting trucks and, you know, doing it with that. And they turn out pretty cool.
Whoa.
Easy.
Easy now, Tex. So what we got going on here?
This is the 2025 calendar. It's
Look
a little early yet, but here we are.
Can we show a little sneak peek? Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Absolutely. There's
Look at that, man. And what kind of camera were you using to take these photos?
This was a 78-year-old camera. So this is a 52 or 54 Kenworth. So, you know, would have been used around that time. So that's kind of cool. Most of these, that's also with the old camera. Most of these are with the same old camera. I've got one or two. Yeah, this one was shot with the 104-year-old camera.
Look at that. So follow my guy, man. He's trucking, I mean, 20 plus years. It looks like they want to ban all truck drivers. And so if you're out in College Station, Texas, just know that they want you to drop it off or pick it up, but you're going to have to park 25 miles away.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, because you don't want to wake up to a ticket, man.
No,
yeah, I heard that.